Quest presents an unabridged recording of The English Adventurer by Griff Hosker, narrated by Luis Soto. The English Adventurer, Book 2 in the Conquistador series by Griff Hosker. Thomas. Prologue. I am Thomas Penkridge, and I am a master gunner. The simple title, however, disguises many things. Firstly, that I am a master gunner on a Spanish ship, and I became one after I deserted the army of Hernán Cortés. I had been a slave, and I had killed men. If those things were not remarkable enough, I had latterly been conscripted as a spy for King Henry of England by Lord Collingwood, and delivered messages to him at his home in Cadiz. My life thus far had been more than interesting, and I was now convinced that I had made the right decision when I had joined Captain Pedro aboard the Golden Hawk. I doubted that I would be of much use to King Henry and Lord Collingwood, but my father had been a loyal Englishman who had served the old King Henry, and I was comfortable with my motives. I doubted that I would ever return to England, for I had tasted the New World, and knew that I could make my fortune there. I was, however, alone. Those with whom I had sailed from England were now all dead. Most of those alongside whom I had fought in what was once the Aztec Empire were either dead or, like José's father, Fernando, had settled in a village north of Santiago on Isla Juana. José, who I had trained as a gunner, was now a gun captain on another of Captain Pedro's ships, Captain Phillips's ship, the Silver Swan, and whenever our ships docked, José and I would spend time together, but for the most part I just spent time in my cabin, or I trained my gunners. It was when I was alone that I began to make maps. It was a secretive affair, for all captains, Captain Pedro included, guarded their maps jealously. The pen, ink, and parchment I used were secreted in my chest in the cabin. There they were safe, as there was an unwritten rule about violating the property of another sailor. I found the making of maps to be calming. You needed patience and care. I found that I was good at it, and that surprised me, for I had never been a studious boy. Whenever I found myself at the steering board, I took every opportunity to look at the captain's maps. I also made a note each time we spied a point of land. I could steer by the stars, most sailors could. As we plied the seas between Spain and the New World, I grew familiar with them. It was all part of my work as a spy. Maps were as valuable as the gold that was found in the New World, for they told others where it was hidden.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?